Thank you, Toastmaster Mateen. Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. I welcome you all. Thank you, Toastmaster Mateen. Give me a second, let me control the YouTube. Give me a second. Good evening. Sorry, we're live on YouTube now. So once again, good evening, dear leaders. I welcome you all to the 52nd meeting of TAJ Toastmasters for the program year 2020-2021. And I'd like to appreciate you for maintaining our promise of not canceling any meeting this year and also starting the meetings on time. I really appreciate all our leaders. Last week, we had some achievements. I'm happy to inform you that I've been elected as the Division B Director for the program year 2021 and 2022. I thank all your support for all the members of TAJ, and without TAJ, I would not have achieved this. And also we have another Division Director from TAJ Toastmasters. Our member, Toastmaster Naresh, will be the Division N Director for the program year 2021-2022. So dear Toastmasters, TAJ has produced so many leaders and great speakers. And it's because of the commitment from the members, we are able to achieve this. And one more announcement before I call the guests. We have our outreach event this coming Saturday, which is the best out of waste. It's a creativity contest for the children. I request all of you to share the information with your friends and family members and other groups you are in so that we can get maximum participation. Before we start the meeting, I'd like to invite our guests. First of all, I would like to invite Toastmaster Mohammed Al-Ansi to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Mohammed Al-Azani. I'm the club president of the Eagles, a US Embassy Toastmasters Club. Apart from that, I'm a software engineer and I do some network engineering. This is my first time I was invited here, and thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed, for joining us. Welcome to TAJ Toastmasters. Now we have another guest, Mr. Ansar Latif. Ansar, please unmute your microphone and video and please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm not informal. That's why I didn't open my video. You all guys are informal.
No problem.
Okay. First of all, I'm first in this meeting and I was listening what's happening. Manas introduced me here.
Okay, thank you so much. And welcome to TAJ Toastmasters. Our Vice President Education Membership, Toastmaster Jija, will be in contact with you and give you more information about our plan.
Thank you very much.
Before we proceed with the meeting, let's appreciate our last week winners. Best Speaker, Toastmaster Jaber Ali. Best Evaluator, Toastmaster Karnakaran. Best Meeting Leader, Toastmaster Karthikeyan. And Best of Week 3, Toastmaster Manas Al-Bukhari. Dear Toastmasters and guests, let's give them a big round of applause. Before we start the education session, let's learn a new word today. To introduce the new word, we have the great Toastmaster Let me welcome the word master of the day, Toastmaster Debashish Datta, to present the word of the day. Toastmaster Debashish, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Honorable Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests who have been present today. So the word of the day is empathy. So as we are leading the theme of servant leadership, one of the key attribute is empathy, because previously leadership was driven by other attributes, but one of the key things has come as the word empathy. Empathy is mostly sharing and understanding emotions, because leadership is moving from a rather than dictatorial leadership to a leadership based on empathy. So empathy is a word of the day for today. Over to you.
Point of order, the word of the day is influence. Kindly note.
Oh, influence. Sorry, I mistaken. So is it influence, right?
Yes.
Oh, apologies for that. Actually, I missed up. Actually, I made it straight for a different meeting. So correct. So influence is one of the other attributes. So influence is that how, as we are going through and servant leadership, so how the leadership can influence the other way. There are many attributes, the way you can make your leadership more effective, I mean, through and other means. So influence is the word we will think about, that how it will be introduced in overall topics of the day. Thank you so much, and over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Debashish Datta, for the word of the day. It seems like another meetings are influencing the word of the day for us. So, to conduct the education session, we have an eminent Toastmaster. He is a ceramic engineer working with Saudi Ceramics, the current Vice President membership of TAJ Toastmasters, the Triple Crown winner, club coach Garajina Toastmasters, and he's also the CSR manager of District 79. I call him a leader with a vision, dedication, and who has a great personality which can influence other Toastmasters. That's how he influenced Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters to become members in TAJ. Let me welcome our vibrant leader, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi, the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Jijo, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President, Dr. Mahesh, for this elevating introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a warm greeting to all. Today's theme, servant leadership. Now, servant leadership is a beautiful word. Have you experienced it before? Serving others to empower themselves to develop and perform as highly as possible, to reach to their full potential. This is how Toastmasters lead as a servant leader. When I first joined Toastmasters, it was all about me giving my first icebreaker speech. I still remember speaking about my college, my friends. And those days I was taking on meeting roles, participating in a speech contest. Something really happened differently when I became a club officer as a secretary. The first level in Toastmasters, I was helping others. I was serving the members of my club and other senior members in ExCom to make sure our meetings were of high quality. In 2020, when I became VP membership of TAJ and District 79 CSR manager, the magic happened. I was able to make a difference. I was serving by building relationships and trust. As I said, yes to more opportunities. Thanks to our president, he says, whenever you get an opportunity, just grab onto it. I've been following that, Dr. Mahesh, always. I found this, that I was learning and growing as a communicator and leader while serving others. That's true magic. Being a leader is not about me. has nothing to do with my title. Being a leader is about the members in our club and how we can serve them to be successful, serve them to reach their goals, make a difference in their lives. So welcome to TAJ Club, distinguished guest. Let us begin the evening with our educational sessions. But before that, let's listen to the main pillars, the meeting leaders of the day, with whom we will carry this journey ahead. Let me invite our counter for the day, Toastmaster Ismail.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Gust.
Good evening.
My role as the counter is to count the number of unnecessary sound or repetitive words you used when you are speaking on the stage. For examples, you of, you know, I mean, will be counted in my report. These are the common fillers that could affect effectiveness of the speech. At the end of the meeting, I will present my report to you. Back to Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ismail. Next, we have the grammarian. Before calling him, I would like to give a word. He says, you're always calling me as grammarian. I always call you for a reason, since you are our expert grammarian here. And we are here to learn. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Mateen, our grammarian for the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jijo. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language use. I'll take note of the improper language as well as outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Toastmaster.
Next, very important role player. Most of us have seen during the contest how important a timer could be. He makes or breaks the event. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Shakir, our timer for the day.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the prepared speeches, table topic speakers, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denotes specific time remaining. Those giving prepared speeches should limit their remarks to the specific speech times. Icebreaker will be 4 to 6 minutes. Prepared speeches will be 5 to 7 minutes. Table topics will be 1 to 2 minutes. And evaluation will be 2 to 3 minutes. For all speeches, table topics, and evaluation, the speakers have 30 seconds to wrap their presentation after the red card. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shakir. Next, we have another important role player, our VP Education as vote counter for the day. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Dr. Sundaram.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Jijo. Fellow Toastmasters and all my dear friends, a warm good evening to you all. As the vote counter, I'll help you find out the best speaker, the best evaluator, the best table topic speaker, the best meeting leader, and the best of big three. We'll be doing the voting using Google Forms links, and the link will be shared to you after each session. And I shall not be voting for any of these categories except when there is a need to break a tie. I'll give the final report when called upon by the presiding officer. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar. So, I was about to speak, I was giving you a feedback on what is servant leadership. And now we have remaining 30 days to finish the year strong. These 30 days, you need to utilize to maximize the roles taken and utilize the opportunity to learn and grow. So thereby, let's begin our educational session for the day, our prepared speech segment. For the knowledge of guests, let me just inform you, there are 3 sections basically. We have the prepared speech segment. Then we have the table topic session. And finally, the general evaluation, where we will learn how well we fared in the meeting. So let's go to our first segment, the prepared speech segment. We have some great speakers today. So let's go straight away to the first speaker. And before we call the first speaker, let me invite this evaluator, Toastmaster Jabir Ali, to give out the speech objectives. Toastmaster Jabir Ali, the stage is yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Today, my speaker, Mr. Abdul Nazir, his L1P1 speech. His topic is my first flight. I wish him for the best. Wish him for the best speech. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jabir Ali.
Point
We
of
have
order.
our speaker. Yes, Toastmaster.
It's an icebreaker speech, right?
Yes.
Back to you.
So we have few new guests who don't know much about our Abdul Nazir. So let's listen to him from from the horse's shoe. Toastmaster Abdul Nazir with his icebreaker speech.
You are not audible.
Now I am audible.
Loud and clear.
Kind attention, please. This is the last and final call to Mr. Abdul Nazir, passenger traveling to Bombay. Please proceed to the aircraft immediately. Flight is ready for departure. Bye. Bye. Toastmasters, Gavels and guests, a warm good evening to all. Yes, it was my first flight to Mumbai. It is in 1984. Then the Cochin airport was in Wellington Island. So after say bye-bye to my parents and my wife, I proceed to the aircraft. See, I was the last person in the flight, because after all the security check, I'm sitting and waiting in the VIP lounge. When I enter the aircraft, all the air hostess and cabin crews are welcoming me with warm regards. All the passengers are eagerly watching me. Who is this guy? Maybe a celebrity or some. But there is a story behind this. That's not me only. I know the story. So that's why I'm going to reveal it. I was working in Kerala Tours and Development Corporation. We have one restaurant in Cochin Airport, in Wellington Island. I was waiter of that restaurant. We have specialized in chicken dosa and sambar. These cabin crews are regular customers of our restaurant. So while I am serving them, they like sambar very much. So I give extra bowl full of sambar there. That connection, that's why they received like that. when I reach the Bombay, I catch another flight to Qatar. That's atmosphere is entirely different in this international flight compared to domestic flight. I felt that I'm watching a silent movie like that. Everybody is very serious and suited like an executive. Nobody is uttering a word. I sat in the middle of a seat. After a few minutes, a hostess came to me and given an embarkation card. So I'm started to fill it. That time, the neighboring friends, they came to me and please fill this. We don't know writing. So I thought these suit people are very good in English and they're ready to speak in Ashpush English. When I join in the Toastmaster, I understand that. In 1984 was my marriage. After 45 days, I have to compel to go to Qatar. Free visa, free air ticket, everything is free. So my wife, Mariam Nasir, she also compelled me to go abroad. She is my mentor, philosopher, promoter, what else more, motivator. But after first 10 months and 13 days, I came back to India because I always like to stay with my family. Alhamdulillah, so far I can fulfill that ambition. After that, if I want to come back to India, I couldn't give a Toastmaster like Manas. After that, I joined in the KTDC again. And my ambition was to become a manager of KTDC. So I started to work for that. After 10 years, I became the manager of the Mascot Hotel. So if you work hard, you will get the result. So back to Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul Nazir, for a detailed introduction about yourself. And you reminded us the days when we first landed in Saudi Arabia. All strange things happened here. All right, those are the great memories. Going ahead to our second speaker for the day. It is called his evaluator, Toastmaster Dr. Arnachalam, for the objectives. Dr. Arnachalam, the stage is yours.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. My speaker is very young and energetic, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal, and he speaks from L1P2, second speech. The purpose of the speech, this project is from the member or presented the speech on from any topics, received feedbacks and apply the feedbacks to the second speech. The speech title is Put First think first. The speech time 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal. Back to Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam. Our speaker, the second speaker, I asked him, what do you feel about servant leadership? He says, he who cannot serve cannot lead. The servant leader is servant first. Great words. He's from Chennai, blessed with 2 sons, and he's working for a beverages company as production manager. His ambition in life is to become a scientist and a best public speaker, which I'm sure he will become at TAJ. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, loud and clear.
Fine. Good evening, Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Warm welcome. My topic for today is put first things first. There is a famous saying from Abraham Lincoln. Whenever somebody asks him to give a speech to the public, he says he spent 2/3 of his time thinking about what he's going to deliver to the public or what they want to hear from him, and 1/3 of the time thinking what he wants to speak. Frankly, I spent more than 2/3 of my time thinking what you will hear from me today. Will it be importance? Yes, of course. My topic for today is brainstorming and will keep you stress-free. Wise men always put first things first and last things last. They give their priority for family time first, then for their hobbies. That's why they are called as wise man. Stephen Covey, in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he once said, putting first things first is one of the hardest jobs. Don't be afraid. It's not end of the world. You will come to know one by one how to achieve it. For this, you need to push a little bit harder and set your goals and priorities. Stephen Covey always says, focus on your big rocks. What are those big rocks? Big rocks are nothing but your passion, vision, mission. The small rocks are your commitments, calendars, appointments. These are the petty things as considered by Stephen Covey. If you set your priorities to find out what is important from what is less important, your first job is done to put first things first. Now, we'll go to the 4 quadrants of time, and you have to select which quadrant you are in. Quadrant number 1, the procrastinator. Our last topic was procrastination. It means you are delaying your time, or you are delaying your habits, or you are delaying your work to the next moment, not doing it now. Those are the procrastinator. Those fall under this group. Q1 is one of the headache quadrant. This is where you find all urgent, important things that cram your time and take it away to the last moment of your life. For example, you forget about your homework until last night and cram it to the last moment of the school. We may think that we have done a great job, but actually we haven't. If you are in this quadrant, try to move it from this quadrant to the next quadrant. The world statistics says 33% of the population are badly stressed. You may wonder who are those 67% who are stress-free. We are going to speak about stress-free people now in the quadrant 2. This quadrant 2 people are called as prioritizer. It looks like something like sanitizer, which may clear up the bacteria. Same way, The prioritizer will clean up your stress. Stress-free environment is here. It is the place where you can focus on important things first, and still you have time, enough time for yourself, where you can focus on small petty things. As an example, I can say, imagine your life as a jar, and you start putting first big rocks inside. The small rocks automatically fit inside, and the jar looks filled. It is pretty much like how urgent things are less important than the major task in your life. If you are in this quadrant 2, you don't have to feel peer pressure. You know your limits. You can organize your work without getting burnt out. If you are in this quadrant 2, if you start prioritizing your things and you are in level 2 or quadrant 2, you will be stress-free. You will know the value of life, balance, control in your life. Quadrant number 3, the yes man. Who are they? They never say no. For everything, yes, yes, yes. It can be man, it can be woman. In this place, the important thing is doing something unimportant. In this quadrant, they consider everything as important. They don't know. In this quadrant, people doesn't know how to delegate the task. Actually, this area is not for you. If you're a wise man, you can delegate some of your tasks. For example, do you need to call over the phone for 4 hours daily? Since your friend is going for a movie, is it necessary for you to go for that movie? For absolutely, the answer is no. So you have to say no at once and say yes for your burning desire inside. Stop being a yes man or yes woman, and you can come out very easily from this quadrant 3. If you are in the quadrant 3, you will feel stress, anxiety, you will feel worthless, you will feel like no discipline, you will be like a people pleaser. Quadrant number 4 says the slacker. It's nothing but they have nothing important to do. They are loafing about. In this place, the most important thing to do is having nothing important to do. They are time wasters. No one wants to have friendship with this kind of people who sits idle in the chair and sleeps. No one wants to employ these slackers. Remember, you don't want to be in this group. Now we know what are the 4 quadrants and where you fit inside. If you are already in the quadrant number 2, then you have done a good job. Keep it up. And always remember 3 Ds. Do it, delegate it, or delete it. I conclude my speech with the famous sayings of Steve Jobs. If you are working on something exciting that you really care about, you doesn't need to be pushed. The vision pulls you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed Iqbal. We will try to jump from the 4th quadrant to 2nd quadrant for sure. Going ahead. Okay. There's a new feature in Zoom. I would like to inform everyone that in the Zoom, they have this new option, the record button. Please just say continue, don't leave the meeting. Most of them have done that during Sadak and left the meeting. So be careful with that. Okay, going ahead to the 3rd speech for the day. It's a DTM project. And let us go to the evaluation criteria. Please help me welcome Dr. Sundar Ramalingam with the speech objectives.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. My speaker today is going to present his first speech of the Distinguished Toastmaster project. The purpose of this project is for the member to demonstrate his or her skills as a leader and as a public speaker. And the purpose of this first speech is for the member to introduce his or her plan and vision. Speech length 5 to 7 minutes. Speech title, Best Out of Waste. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar. Could off this slide share, please. All right. Okay, let me introduce this speaker. When I asked him about servant leadership, he said, a leader will be successful only when his subordinate says, we had done this together with our leader. He's an MBA in international business, working for Interplast company, Division B events manager, VP education, Grand Professionals Club, club coach, diplomatic Toastmasters Club. Please help me welcome Roy Jose for the DTM project. DTM Toastmaster Roy, stage is all yours.
Am I audible?
Yes.
A good plan implemented today is better than a perfect plan implemented tomorrow. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. As a part of my DTM project, to be honestly, I was wondering for a topic. I discussed a lot of ideas about the project to be forwarded with my few fellow Toastmasters. Later, most of them suggested for conducting an online contest in this pandemic condition for young generation, which should be a topic beneficial for the entire society. Here is my plan of action. A simple thought, a simple execution, but a great impact. Yes, this is the summary of my project, which is called Best Out of Waste. The core thoughts behind this project are: this project aims for students from the age of 10 to 18. The contest is to create any utility products by using maximum throw away waste products. This is the main topic. At least the participants should understand about this social responsibility. This mainly aims to that by participating, the students and parents will be more aware about the Toastmasters Club and motivated to join Toastmasters Club. It also helps to develop the creativity of students for the benefit of the society. If your child has a creativity concept, recycling and reusing of waste material can result in a fantastic product. By reusing such wastes, we can remove the harmful things from the environment. Rather than putting waste into landfills, various innovative and creative ideas can turn them into the better products. Moreover, a positive thought, an affection to our nature can be injected to our new generation. The vision of the project, I have 3 plans. My short-term objective is to reveal the society social responsibility approach to the Toastmasters. As a medium-term target, we try to attract youth to the Toastmasters fraternity. And in long term, it will turn usage of leadership and public speaking abilities for the social empowerment. As soon as the idea accepted by my fellow Toastmasters, we together gathered as a team. And my team members include myself as event manager, Toastmaster Nandu Patel as the event advisor, who suggested creative modes at each point of time during the project planning. Then Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh offered full support as technical chair. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar took look after the educational aspects of the project. Toastmaster Jijo Koshi as a CSR coordinator, and then Toastmaster Mateen Khan as a sponsorship chair, Toastmaster Manas Al-Bukhari as public relations chair, Toastmaster Shijoman Jos as logistics chair, and lastly, Toastmaster Sunil Kedikola as a registration chair. This is my team. All my teammates give me full-hearted support, and I am sure this will continue until the successful completion of the project. Best out of waste. As soon as the team members are fixed, all of them started to work sincerely. All of us spread the flyers and guidelines all over the schools, most of the schools in Riyadh. Most of the schools are received from Modern Middle East International School. For this, I would like to thank a teacher from that school, Ms. Soumya Mahesh, who helps a lot of posting in the flyers in the school's social medias. Meantime, we arranged 3 well-experienced judges to set an unbiased judgment of the creativities by our students. We offered attractive prizes for the winners. All the participants will be appreciated. That is my promise. Fellow Toastmasters, we are moving to the event Best Out of Waste. We have in our organizing team. So we are all set for the contest. Students are eagerly waiting for that day. The contest will be happening on 5th June, Saturday, 2021, with 2 categories of ages. Even though school examinations are going on, most of the students come forward and with more enthusiasm for participating in that event. I was happy with that. I request support of all TAJ Toastmasters Club for that event's success. Even though this project does make a small impact while considering the entire world, each such thoughts from each of human being will be a small drops of a big ocean, right? Yes. Individually, we are nothing. Together, we are an ocean. So, I urge all Toastmasters to select projects and topics beneficial to the society which we are sustaining. This should be our aim. I will be here in front of you for yet another speech about this project. At that time, I would like to be happy, and you also, and satisfied with the intention of the project as what we have planned should be done. Let us overflow the benefits of Toastmastering on the society. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roy, for this engaging speech and the project. Indeed, I urge each Tajian to spread the word of best out of waste to your friends, your families, your children. They should come and participate in this event and make it a big success. Thank you, Toastmaster Roy, for this great idea, and the entire team of Best of the Waste. Thank you so much. Going ahead to another DTM project. This, before I call the speaker, let me call the evaluator. May I request DTM Gurrajan for the speech objectives.
Warm good evening to the Toastmaster of the evening and all Toastmasters.
Good evening, sir.
It is the first speech from the Distinguished Toastmaster project. The purpose of the project is for the member to demonstrate his skill as a leader and a public speaker. As a leader, you can influence the people. As a public speaker, you can influence the people. They combine together how you perform is the measure of this project. The purpose also to introduce his plan and vision. Vision is very important for the leader, so it also measured in this project. So it will be, I am also eager to listen to the project. And the title of the speech is Change to Survive. And the time of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck to the speaker. Over to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, D.T. Gurrajan. Now going to the speaker, his words, he just reminded me the words of Nelson Mandela. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. Have we not seen that at TAJ, giving us opportunities by and large? He says, Jijo, just go ahead. Sundar, just go ahead. He is currently the head of training and development at SLC, Riyadh. He holds a PhD, a sportsman profession. I don't see this these days. Well, he's approved trainer for many international accepted safety qualifications. Our club president, Division B Director-elect, Dr. Mahesh Pillai. Dr. Mahesh, the stage is all yours.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Let me pin the timer.
Spotlight for you.
So I pin the timer. I can see the timer. 1 second. Yeah, got it. Change to survive. In March last year, the entire world was locked down. And same, what happened to us, our company was also closed. We were shocked to hear that because we were into training and consultancy. No trainings, no gathering of people. We don't know what to do. And the most affected business were tourism, hospitality. You see the third one, education. We are in training, we are into the education sector. So we are the third industry affected. And also we are providing services for retail, manufacturing, government, non-profit, and whatever see from top to bottom, we provide service in all these industries. So it's not only affected our industries, it affected the industries we serve. It was a shocking news for us. No source of income. And the most difficult problem we faced was, we started our company in 2014, and the biggest contract we got was in March 2020. And 2 days after we locked down, the client informed that the contract is cancelled. No classroom trainings. Everything was cancelled. We were in a situation not knowing what to do. I'm sure the same situation happened with many other people as well. The biggest challenges we were facing were paying salaries to our employees. Zero income. The biggest contract getting cancelled. Pending payments from many of the companies, and they told, we will pay you later. We are also having problems with the business. We'll pay you later. Rent for the offices. We are accredited by many international organizations in safety. So we have to pay monthly accreditation fees and other expenses as well. So we discussed, my GM and myself, we discussed, and we decided it's the time to do something. It's the time for the change. And if you don't change, you're not going to survive. And this is the time you need to step in. You need to use all your experience and expertise to get rid of the problem or make the best of this opportunity. Otherwise, it's going to be a big issue. So we made a program. Our vision was to provide affordable, practical solution. We had to cut down the prices, and the services we provide, it should match with the requirements and the prices they can offer. And also, our mission was to make best out of the difficult situation and generate revenue to manage the expenses. We were hesitant to reduce the employees' salaries. Many of our salaries were reduced by the organization, and how much struggle you have faced to manage with that reduced salaries. Even if the salaries are reduced, your expenses are not reduced. I faced this situation previously, so we decided, no, we are not going to reduce the salaries of our employees, whatever it cost. So what we did, we contacted the accredited organization. We are accredited by many organizations like the NEBOSH, LEA, IOSH, and Highfield from UK, and the National Safety Council from US. So we cannot take a decision because we provide training from this organization, and they set the rules, how the trainings can be done, how the assessment can be done, and how they will provide the certification. So it was difficult to convince them. So what they did, they said, if you can do this, we can allow you to do the trainings online. They told us, your presentations are developed for classroom trainings. How you can develop interactive presentation which can be used, or which can engage your learners in an online platform. How you can make the online assessments, and some of the trainings which requires 3 hours written examination. And what's your marketing plan? And what's your technical procedures on conducting the trainings? And how you're going to administer the training. So we had to develop a training, a plan, and send it to this organization for their approval. So we developed a project team. I was the project manager for that. So GM Moab Suleiman was the administration finance manager. Yes, we have to spend money, especially for marketing, buying videos, developing interactive presentation, getting help from other experts in the field. And we need technical support. We use Zoom, and we use animated videos. We design our own presentation animations. And so Engineer Saif, he's our consultant. He was the technical committee chair. And marketing, our project coordinator, Abdulaziz Sulaiman, was the marketing coordinator. And we contacted 2 famous companies. One is Vertec Advertising from Australia to have the advertisement in social media, Google Ads and all. And we have another company from India, NetVenture, for doing our search engine optimization and social media promotion. Then we have to develop our training materials. So we made Mahasrin Malinga, who is the administrator, to develop interactive training presentation. So this is how we are planning to manage this COVID situation, to make sure that our employees are paid on time, and we made best out of it. And this, the good thing is, we started just after a week, we made this plan. I'll be coming back with my next speech, telling you how successful we are, or what was the result of this. And I would like to share the words of Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can change, who can best manage the change, can survive. So dear Toastmasters, change according to situation. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Dr. Mahesh, for that change management techniques. Sure, most of our Toastmasters are in a real dilemma, and they will be contacting you for that. Yeah, great. It was a great session, and we have one final speech for the day. Before I call the speaker, let me call the evaluator, Toastmaster Abdul Nazir, with the speech objectives. Toastmaster Abdul Nazir, the stage is yours.
Muted.
Your volume is too low.
Audible?
Yes.
Meeting Toastmasters and gavels and guests. The purpose of the project is for the member to learn basic research method and present a well-rehearsed speech on any topic. Speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul Nazir. Our speaker, the last speaker for the day, she's a sweet homemaker, basically a software engineer, and she is having an online Vedic Mathematics tuition center. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Neetu Radish. Radish, the stage is all yours.
Thank you. Shall I share my screen?
Yes, Dr. Mahesh.
Yeah, you can do it now.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Today, I am in front of you for my research project. As I am a tutor, I thought of taking my subject as a project. So, today I am in front of you to teach you all what's Vedic Maths. I hope you will, after completing this session, you will be knowing what Vedic Maths is. Let's start. Actually, what Vedic Maths? We all have learned maths in our school days or college days or somewhere in our life. That's all. They are all modern mathematics. It's believed that the Vedic maths as derived from Vedas and it was retrieved by a Indian monk, Bharati Krishna Tripata, in 1965. He himself is claiming that he is the founder of Vedic mathematics. Then, what is Vedic mathematics? We'll go in detail. See, Vedic mathematics is a collection of techniques or sutras to solve arithmetic in easy and faster way. It consists of 16 sutras and 13 sub-sutras, which can be used for problems involved in algebra, geometry, calculus, and conics. Actually, this 16 sutras and 13 sub-sutras means they are all formulas. We have to do the maths by using all these formulas, and all these formulas are in Veda, Sanskrit. So it is difficult for us as a normal human being. We cannot understand Veda. So what the Indian monk has done, he has made some books. In 1965, he had made one book, Vedic Mathematics. There he explained all the rules and formulas to understand easy by the human, modern people. See, what are the benefits of Vedic mathematics? We'll go one by one deep. See, benefits of Vedic mathematics. The most tedious or cumbersome calculation can be solved mentally. See, you will be thinking, what is that tedious mathematics or how it can be done mentally? Shall I tell you one example? How many of you can do 6? Is it visible? 678 into 999. How much time you require to complete this formula, this number? Minimum 1 minute. Minimum. Maybe if you're genius, still at least you will require 1 minute. I can do this and I will surely tell you, if you know Vedic mathematics, you can do in 5 seconds. I can show you how it is. Some of you will be thinking how it is possible. I will show you. Just 678 minus 1. It will be 677. Then you subtract 999 minus this 677. You will get 3, 2, 2. The answer is 677, 3, 2, 2. You can check in calculator if it is correct or wrong. How much time I took? Just 5 seconds or 6 seconds, not more than that. So it is easy if you know the trick, because we all have faced the issue of time in our maths exams, right? In 10th or 12th or in your UG or PG or somewhere else. Most of the time we will lack of time, right, for the exams. So if we know the tricks, you can reduce your time and you can concentrate for something else. See, so without any calculator we are doing this. In competitive exams or in entrance exams, they are not allowing the calculator, right? So how will we do? So if we know these types of tricks, we can go forward. See, next point is very useful for students appearing for competitive exam. See, this is a good example that you can understand. Then dependency on the calculator will be almost 0, right? Where I have used the calculator, it is a big number. I will show you one more example for the big number. 88 into 98. How much time you require for doing this? Anyway, 1 minute? Minimum 1 minute? I will show you. Within 5 to 10 seconds, you can do this problem also. See, 88 minus 100. It is minus 0.2. Then 98 minus 100. It is minus, sorry, it is not minus 2. It is 12. It is minus 0.2. Then 88 minus 0.2 is 86. 12 into 2 is 24. The answer is 8624. How much time you took? If you have practiced and if you are expert, you don't want to write this, you can do it in mental. Mentally you can calculate, just you can write the answer. How much time you are taking? You are taking your time. You are not wasting your time. See, the next, it's simplicity and integration of rules which sometimes looks like math to the students, and it creates interest in student to learn maths. Definitely. Now you also would be thinking, if we know that in our school days, it will be very useful for us, right? Last one, by applying the concept of Vedic maths, one problem can be approached by multiple ways. I will show you that example also. See, this is a multiplication table of 9. See there, I will explain you. In the multiplication table, you can see the answers are 0, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. See, the first numbers are ascending and second numbers are descending order. And next to that, you can see the sum of is 9. So easily you can see from there how we can do. So my humble request, at least don't go for a crash course for the competitive exams. At least start from now itself to make your life easy. Back to the Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Needu, for an exciting session. And I would like to say something. My daughter is going for her classes and she has changed a lot. Thank you, Toastmaster Needu, for giving us this TAJ. And she has promised a special prize for all TAJians. So I will request all of you to join her in her sessions. Yes, if I'm not wrong, Toastmaster Needu, it's okay?
Yeah, thank you. And one more information short. From the June, I am starting a new batch. I welcome all of you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Needu. Yes, we'll all join. All are waiting for this session. I'm sure even the elders will join, not only kids. We're all lacking mathematics skills.
Sure, there is no age constraint. From 10 years, anybody can join. There is no age constraint.
I have a free admission for promoting your event. All right.
Definitely.
Okay. So we had exciting session of prepared speeches. What a variety for the day. Our timer, did they all qualify? Is it?
Yes, all speakers are qualified.
Great. We had great speeches and on time. That's great. So let's go ahead to the most exciting session. You know who's going to do that? What are we going for? The table topics. The table topic session. He's my mentor. And he says, the moment you realize that leadership is a responsibility and not a position, you are in the path to becoming a servant leader. He is an associate consultant, oral surgeon at King South University Medical City, Toastmaster since 2017, currently VP Education of TAJ Toastmasters, club coach of PSU Falcons. Please help me welcome my mentor, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, for table topic session. Dr. Sundar, the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jijo, the Toastmaster of the evening, for such an elevating introduction. The pleasure is indeed mine. Fellow Toastmasters and all my dear friends, wish you all a warm good evening once again. I'm not going to talk much, but rather jump directly into the most exciting session as was told by our Toastmaster of the day. We all know that leaders cast a significant influence in all our lives. So that has been the theme and the word of the day. And let me try to give you topics that are in line with the theme. And I encourage every speaker who comes up over the screen to use the word of the day to the most possible extent. I believe the rules of the game are very clear. You just have to speak for a minute, at which time you will see the green indication by the timer. And then at 1 minute and 30 seconds, you will see the yellow. And at 2 minutes, you will see the red card. And you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. So here we are going directly into the table topic session without further ado. So I'm going to read out the topic and then I'm going to call the speakers. So we have been following this one since the last time. I request every one of you to turn on your videos so that I'm able to point out and ask you the question. Great.
Point of order, we missed the voting for the best speaker. I'm sorry for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. As the vote counter, I have already shared the link and you may please vote for the best speaker whom you feel did the job to the best of their abilities. Okay, going up for the first topic of the day. Who is your favorite servant leader? To answer this question, may I call upon a towering leader in our club, DTM Sridhar.
I'm audible and visible?
Loud and clear, sir. I'll repeat the topic for you, DTM Sridhar. Who is your favorite servant leader?
I would say my favorite servant leader is my dad. Although he was working for a company, but the way he led by example, that was really mind-blowing. He has really inspired me so much that I'm becoming a servant leader everywhere. Even in my workplace, in my teaching, all those places. I'll give an example. My dad was a person of integrity. He will not see any positions. He is a leader who everybody looks up to it. And the very fact that he will not bother about, even there were too many politics in his organization and huge during the emergency, he never cared. He always cared for integrity. What he will say all the right, and he will not do anything else. And the greatest example I would give is that once my dad had to travel to his town. He was in Delhi. He was to travel back to his place of work in the next day. But he had a very urgent meeting. Then he organized a very urgent meeting the very next day, not the day after. So when he landed in Bombay, I met him in the airport. He said, "Sridhar, I have to go to the place." He refused. He said, I have given a word. I told him, you're sick. You have given a word. I have to reach that somehow. With great difficulty, I went and he traveled by second class unreserved. The current people may not know what is it. And then he reached the place at 7 o'clock, and 10 o'clock he was there for the meeting. He was sick, or he went standing all the train, but yet he said, I have to give a word, I have given a word, I have to keep it. He was such a servant leader that he inspired me so much that everything runs in my blood. The fellow leaders, be a leader first, and then next a manager. Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, for pointing out to us all that great leaders who influence our lives are not those whom we see in books, portraits, or films, but rather around us. There are so many leaders around us from whom we could all learn life lessons that keep us going and keep us moving forward. Thank you very much for that wonderful message, DTM Sridhar. For the next topic, I'm going to tell the topic now, and the topic is, as a Toastmaster, what do you envision? A competent speaker or a capable leader? So may I call upon Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Azani to answer this question?
Thank you, sir. If you could repeat the question one more time.
Yeah, I'll repeat the question for you, Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Azani. As a Toastmaster, what do you envision? A competent speaker or a capable leader?
As a Toastmaster, what would you envision to be, a capable leader or the other one? To me personally, once we think about it and talk about humanity, it's like asking someone, would you rather to drink or would you rather to eat? There is nothing in between. You have to get both. And this is the basis of life. As we grow up and we get to learn, we just find this destination. That destination is called the Toastmasters. Once you get to the path, and the gateway of the Toastmasters is the day where you just realize there is more to life. You get to be more aware and more realizing of those mistakes and those that you need to work on. I believe that every one of us is a leader. And if you're not able to see how much of a leader you are, just to bring that individual and bring someone that they care about. It could be a parent, it could be a family member, whatever. And if that person is in danger, if that person's health is in danger, you will see the leadership skills in that individual. So that necessity, that care, that empathy, that humanity creates that. And then from there, you just lead into influence. This is the beauty of the Toastmasters, is that instead of, for example, making everyone to be something, the Toastmaster offers you a lot of pathways. And not even are all the speakers doing the same pathway. No, every one of these speakers is doing something different, and everyone gets to share their story, their struggle, just like the previous speaker. So this is the beauty of the Toastmasters. Instead of having, for example, one glass of water, you get to see all these different glasses just for the same. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Azani. In fact, I should thank you more because you have answered one of my favorite questions ever since I joined Toastmasters. Because we have the tagline where leaders are men, but we all speak and speak and speak. But this is what you emphasize today in your answer, that Toastmasters actually identifies and discovers the leaders within us through multiple ways. Thank you so much for that wonderful message. Okay, moving up next, we have the third topic lined up. So for this topic, I'll read out the topic first. Leadership is a choice or a compulsion. What is your opinion? For this question, let me call yet another towering leader here with us, who is here as a guest, distinguished Toastmaster Johnson Samuel. Good evening, sir.
Thank you, Table Talk Master.
Let me repeat the topic for you, sir. Leadership is a choice or a compulsion. What is your opinion?
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Good evening, leaders and dear Toastmasters and guests. Leadership is about making others better with your presence and make sure that impact lasts in your absence. These are the words of the CEO of Facebook. In our journey, we encounter many situations which will give us an excellent opportunities of leadership. And that is being observed by many to follow, to learn, to accomplish their goals. Leadership is not a position. It is exhibiting your skills, how others can excel in their goals. And that becomes the objective when you really follow the Toastmasters fundamental tagline. In our journey, we always strive for that, but we get sidelined. And that's what happens in many occasions where we couldn't be true examples of leaders. The recent events, the recent pandemic situations are showing, creating opportunities to lead in many occasions. But are we rising to the occasions or taking care of ourselves? True servant leaders do create opportunities that others can survive. And that's why the medical community is being highlighted the most, because they put their lives in danger, but they expect. And this is a blessed way of leadership, though they may not be called as leaders. So, dear guests, gentlemen, ladies, in our life, let us try to exhibit their skills by we can transform others and develop them as better leaders when we may not be around. Back to you, the table topic master.
Thank you very much, DTM Johnson, for that brilliant reply. Actually, the question was choice or compulsion, but you indeed proved to us that it's neither a choice nor a compulsion, but rather we all need to seek out for that leadership attribute that we have within ourselves, grab the opportunity and prove to the world that we too can be leaders. Opportunities are wide open, and then we just have to just go in and take a chance to influence the others. Thank you very much for that brilliant reply. So for the fourth topic of today's session, let me read out the topic again. Okay, let's just go into a lighter mood. At your home, who is the servant leader? You or your spouse? For this question, I would like to call Toastmaster Mohammed Mateen. Good evening, Toastmaster Mateen.
Very good evening. Could you please repeat?
Yes. At your home, who is the servant leader? You or your wife?
Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear gals and dear madam. With all due respect to the lady over here, do we really need to ask this question, who is the servant leader at home? It is by default. We are born by default. We are, for sure, the men are the servant leaders. Even though we hold the positions of being the best chefs in the world, if you see the statistics, it is the men. In India, you see Sanjeev Kapoor, but yet when he comes for a cooking show, it is always that his wife is there besides him, and you see them talking, and then you can realize that who is the servant leader. Even though he is being one of the greatest chefs in the world, there is proof enough in the TV that ultimately who is the servant leader, even though you are a real leader. For that matter, even in the US politics, we have seen the President Bill Clinton being the president, and Hillary Clinton dictating terms. So overall, when you look at the overall picture of the situation of the men around, it is quite obvious that who is the servant leader. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mateen, for that diplomatic answer. And indeed, I am really proud that I am your friend because you claim that you are the servant leader. Unfortunately, at my home, I am the servant and my wife is the leader. No more doubts about that one. Okay, with that said, Dan, Toastmaster of the evening, do we have time for one more topic or is it time enough for the table topic session?
Time actually.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much. I enjoyed being the table topic master. And in fact, it has been a learning experience rather than dishing out topics to you, taking out 4 great opinions from the 4 great speakers. And now I request the members in the meeting to vote for the best table topic speaker. The link will be shared shortly in your Google, in your Zoom chat. With that, I'm signing off and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sundar, for a really exciting session. And the last topic really made us think a while. Thank you for that. Now, we have listened to the prepared speeches, the table topics, and here we are to the heart of our meeting, the general evaluation session. For this session, we have a great speaker, great leader. He's our TAJ PPPR, TAJ Gavel Club Counselor, Area 6 Assistant Director Program Quality, PSU Falcons Club Coach. He's a training manager at Dunkin' Donuts. He's finished his second path and now he's heading towards his DTM. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Manas Al-Bukhari for the general evaluation session.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jijokoshi. When Toastmaster Jijokoshi asked me about servant leadership, the first thing which came to my mind is about people first. And I am a strong believer that people capability first, satisfied customers, and profitability follows. This is what I survive upon in my existing company as well. And as a leader, you should be able to speak confidently. Only if you practice what you speak, you will be able to speak confidently in front of your team. And I believe that I am a servant leader who can speak confidently about developing the talents of the people whom we lead. Going on to today's evaluation session, a general evaluation session is divided into prepared speech evaluation, table topic evaluation, and a meeting leader report. Finally, after the meeting leader report, I will also be presenting the general feedback for today's meeting. Without further ado, to influence our speakers to speak more, let us listen to our evaluators. To start off with the first speaker's evaluation, let me call upon Toastmaster Jabir Ali, who would be doing his first evaluation in TAJ Toastmasters. The stage is yours, Toastmaster Jabir Ali. Please unmute your mic, Toastmaster Jabir.
Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, warm good evening to all. My special good evening to my speaker, Abdul Nazir. Fellow Toastmasters, in Toastmastering program, how it is structured, it is Each and every exercise is really, it is built upon to improve our skills and our talents, communication, leadership, all this. It's based on this one, it is built. So it is my first evaluation. I want to thanks to my speaker. It's a amazing, it's an awesome speech today, what he has given, the content of the speech, my first flight. The topic, how he has given, it's attractive. Similarly, his content also, it was very expensive, it was very impressive, and it is inspiring to all, that everybody, when we want to prepare for a speech, really we are taking a lot of times and we are thinking about that. It is actually what kind of topic I have to choose and how I have to prepare the content and all this. But really, the speech content is very, very attractive and impressive. What a great introduction. It's he started with the great opening, that kind attention please, this is the last and final call to Abdul Nazir. The flight is going to departure shortly. That the call of the flight which he wants to start in this one, it is he gave attention to all in the beginning of the speech, and the body of the speech, it is a very, very impressive. Going further to this speech, he has included that he engaged the audience with the sad face expression, that how he has said bye-bye to his family, his wife, and all this one. It is, he has demonstrated in his face expression and all. And he got a special hospitality by the air hostess and the crews, that it is actually the all other passengers, they excited that it is actually how he is, maybe he is a celebrity, some celebrity or something. And he revealed that he was a waiter in the tourism restaurant, and the people and the air hostess, all they were in that regular customers for that. I really enjoyed his speech and engaging the audience. He's having a very good clarity in his speech, eye contact, gestures, comfort level, interest. And I recommend that this actually to interact with the audience. This will take him to the next level of the speech. Thank you very much. Back to Toastmaster of the Year.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jabir Ali. Congratulations for completing your criteria as evaluator. Our next evaluator would be evaluating Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal Qasim's improvement speech. And for that, we have yet another amazing evaluator, Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal Qasim's speech. Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, the stage is yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and wonderful guest. First of all, I thank you, my speaker, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal, for his great speech about put the first things and first. What a fantastic themes of the title. Your title is important today because the putting the first things first is really vital component of good individual leadership. You began your speech with a quote from Abraham Lincoln. And when he comes speak to public, he said that one of third of think what we want to speak. And he explained this white man did always the first things first and the last things last. Of course, the each family man's always think the first family and then second their hope. Most effective people to putting the first thing first. And suddenly he mentioned the second Dr. Stephen Covey said, the peakathon is peak cross to how to avoid to this focus on the fashion and vision and missions. These are all the things to avoid this big cross. And he explained next he explained for the 4 different quadrant to with given this each example of entire quadrant. He explained the first quadrant of the delayed time, and then explained the second quadrant is explained this life is a chair and yes man, and finally he's concluded the Dr. Stephen Covey thought. Actually, is entire is completely this mature this improved the first speech from this second speech. This positive point of your speech, the way of your organized the speech were really the fantastic. You are quickly caught the point of your speech, and then you were well enjoyed your speech. And since your preparation is your speech is way of speaking and self-confidence and admirables. Only for the few recommendations for this, you could use a more local variety. If you could say that even more is successful. The Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal, you have made significant progress. Your speech today is highly proofful. Back to Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Arnachalam. Very well said. And as our evaluator said, today we witnessed an amazing speech with a lot of content delivery from Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal, where he spoke about time management, and I think he have lots more to share, wherein he was flooded with ideas, but I felt his time was not enough for him to explain the complete content. It was really indeed a great speech, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal. Looking forward for more speeches from you. Our next evaluator is evaluating the DTM project of Toastmaster Roy Josh. I heard Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam was doing the criteria, so I would like to call upon Dr. Sundar Ramalingam to evaluate Toastmaster Roy Josh's DTM project.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and all my dear friends, and my speaker, Toastmaster Roy, a good evening to one and all. Best out of waste. We all think of it, but here we have a speaker who has conceptualized it in the form of an event for children. Well, technically, I am supposed not to evaluate the project, but rather the speech that was delivered today. So going over right away to the analysis part of the speech which Toastmaster Roy delivered about his DTM project. He started off with a wonderful quotation wherein he said, "A good plan is worth a great beginning." So that quotation grabbed our attention, and that was the game plan for him to start off with the speech. And then he slowly laid out through the body of the speech the different details about the project, like describing the project, why it was done, how it is going to be executed, the team members who are going to be involved, and also what are the different roles each team members are taking. So this is actually characteristic of what we expect out of a distinguished Toastmaster project, and that was laid out, and that was very well delivered by Toastmaster Roy for the sake that it was not just his own project, but it was also the project that is done by collective leadership. And then the second important thing is, like, he highlighted in his speech throughout the value of his project, which is going to be the Toastmasters fraternity getting a campaign in the sort of a social responsibility, and also a win-win situation wherein he is going to complete a project and also help disseminate the benefits of Toastmastering to children, wherein they could benefit either as gavels, speakers, or leaders in the future. And then finally, he was very clear and justified about whatever that he mentioned in the project. And overall, the speech was well summarized at the end by a clear conclusion wherein he encouraged all the members of the team and also the members of the audience who were present here to go forward, encourage and disseminate this message to all those who are possible, so to all those people possible, so that everybody is benefited out of this project. Well, looking at the speech delivery part of it, as I told you, the best part of it was he is in fact a champion speaker, and that was very much eloquently seen the way he delivered with voice modulation. Although it is something which is like a kind of a project description, it was well handled with great diligence by Toastmaster Roy. And then, as I mentioned to you earlier, the justification for the project and the clear description of the team members, that was actually a well-structured body, I would say. And finally, a clear conclusion that was actually an a showstopper that was bringing in the audience attention back again to a call for action. There was just one area for improvement which I would suggest to Toastmaster Roy, is that since this is going to be a speech, at the end of the day, it is all about communication abilities. So you might have had a spark that actually brought in this idea of best out of waste to encourage the children to do it. Had you put it, if that scenario was portrayed in the form of a story or an anecdote, that would have added much more value to your speech. On the whole, it was a great presentation of the DTM project, which Toastmaster Roy envisions. If he had enlightened us with a scenario, it would have been a definitely good speech. All the best to Toastmaster Roy for his project, and back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, for that inspiring words for our upcoming distinguished Toastmaster, Roy Joss. TAJ Toastmastering is an arena to influence upcoming Toastmasters. And this program here is a big example. We have a lot of distinguished Toastmasters coming up in this program here, and kudos to all the inspiration and motivation of the leaders of TAJ Toastmasters for it. Upcoming next is the evaluation of yet another DTM project by our own president, Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai. To evaluate Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai's DTM project, we have the one and only evaluation specialist, distinguished Toastmaster Guru Rajan. Sir, the stage is yours.
Timer I have to pin.
The timer is spotlighted, sir.
Okay. There is a saying that the experience in our life is the best teacher. And so the speech from Toastmaster Mahesh, it was an inspiring speech on telling us that the change is inevitable. It's a personal story with a very rich content. You are seeing all the pitfalls and the success sitting at the top of the organization in a very difficult situation, and the change is inevitable. What I liked in his speech was an excellent sequence of events and a well-prepared slides. When he started, he was telling about the problems what he faced in the beginning of 2020 March, where all were locked down and the payment, everything was pending. So it was totally difficult situation, demanding a change has to be done in the organization. And in that place, he was narrating all the difficulties, the sequence going like this. And in that situation, the place ourselves, it's really a very difficult situation. There they changed. they went to the accredited organizations, and then they followed all the procedures. And finally, he made a project team in which he was a project manager. So once again, as per the project, he proved his leadership. And it was a planned, the project team, he was using, explaining various organization which was helping for marketing, etc. We know his mesmerizing voice. So we had the whole speech with a very good prepared slides as well as a very good mesmerizing voice. So it was adding a lot of color to his speech. And it was a really very educative speech for us. Now, it's very difficult to show any improvement in this project because it fully meets the objective of the project. Only thing we want to add a small color to his painting. While closing, it came in a very good sequence. While closing, I feel personally that it was not so well delivered. For example, though the project team is introducing his plan and vision, when you're telling after the project team, perhaps you could have completed saying the projects that with this team, we achieved the greater results. Maybe this will be explained later, whatever it is, this we achieved greater results in another next year, and we are in a comfortable situation, like that, a very few sentences, and then you could have called for the action with the Toastmasters, so that to further inspire them. So you could have added a little more vocal variety, which is very easy for you. So with this, it was a really very educative speech, demanding for change. We have to change in the situations to survive. Only thing is he has to add a little bit of closing, would have made a bit stronger, and with a bit of vocal variety. With this, the speech will go to the next level, or to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Gururajan sir. Thank you for your great feedback, and looking forward for the second speech of the DTM project from Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai to know more about your Toastmasters DTM project. We witnessed a tuition class today and evaluate the research and presentation project from Toastmaster Neetu Radish. We have a very young Toastmaster at TAJ Toastmasters, Toastmaster Abdul Nasir, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Neetu Radish. The stage is yours, Toastmaster Abdul Nasir.
I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Today's my target speaker, CM Toastmaster Neetu, had a wonderful presentation. A very well researched topic. Great job, Neetu. Congrats. For me, a small multiplication itself very difficult. My father was an accountant. He tried to teach accounts, but I run away from that. I never liked these accounts. But this is something very easy. I was truly amazed by the skill set which you own. Coming to your speech, your confidence level is excellent. You narrated well about the Vedic mathematics, the benefits and the benefits of Vedic maths. Interaction was there. You teach us some techniques, how to calculate figures. It was excellent. Use of the stage. You used the stage, whiteboard, and even shared your screen. That was excellent. Eye contacts, very comfortable level. You well looking at us and speaking with lot of comfort. I want to give you a couple of recommendations. While you taking class like this, avoid too much examples. One example is more than enough. And you can, second recommendation is you can include your, why you selected this Vedic maths. That story also you can include it. With this recommendation, I conclude my evaluation. Back to general evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul Nasir. This is what I call KISS. Keep it simple and specific. An amazing evaluation where you encouraged our Toastmaster Neetu to speak more and teach us more. Thank you very much for your evaluations. And upcoming next is a very special personality. I would like to congratulate you for being the Division N Director, first of all, before calling you, and many congratulations, and great to see you, honor and decorate this leadership role. And we at TAJ are indeed very proud of our leaders. To do our table topic evaluations, we have Toastmaster Naresh Kumar, our DND elect. The stage is yours.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator, for this wonderful opportunity and also for your special wishes. Before evaluating the speakers, I would like to appreciate the table topic master, Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam, for such a meaningful topics. And he was emphasizing with utilizing the word of the day today. Unfortunately, I could not see any of the speaker was using that. Anyhow, let's move on to the evaluation. The first topic was, who was your favorite servant leader? The question was, it was to DTM Sridhar. The veteran Toastmaster DTM Sridhar, he answered very straight away by bringing his daddy as his example, his favorite servant leader. Wonderful. That is the way you have to approach the table topic. And he brought, why he was referring his daddy, he brought the value system, the integrity. And he brought the example why he is very favorite servant leader. Everything was a typical method to answer any of the table topic question. However, there are two recommendations I wanted to give. Number one, the transition between giving the answer, which was his dad, to that example, that could have been more interesting, because by the time he was bringing the example, he had to rush a bit so that the example was not that much impactful. So that was the one thing. Another thing is, I have been witnessing that his frame is not proper, and most of the time his head is getting cut. So that are the two major recommendations I would like to give it to our veteran Toastmaster. The second question was, as a Toastmaster, what do you envision? Is it competent speaker or capable leader? It went to Toastmaster Muhammad Al Azani, the president. Wonderful. What I liked his speech was the deep content. I really admired the thought flow process, and also I like it is not in the typical template of Toastmaster table topics. That is wonderful way of approaching. However, I have two recommendations. Number one, not to repeat the topic while you are answering. Another one, when you are finishing your answer, the voice modulation was very simple. So you could have emphasized the answer by changing the voice modulation. It would be more meaningful and impactful. That was it. Third question was, leadership is the choice or compulsion? Went to Johnson Samuel. Again, great attempt by Toastmaster. He started with the quote and went to the example. Most importantly, he brought the surprising example of bringing the health practitioners, which was amazing. I have one recommendation to him. His answer, there are no direct answers in his speech. That could have been avoided. There should be a direct answer, which would make his speech more meaningful, take it to the next level, and make the greater impact. Finally, at the lighter moment, who is the favorite servant leader at home? Went to Toastmaster Matin. Only one recommendation I would give, you could have brought the humor part in that, as Toastmaster Sundar has mentioned. But beyond that, forget about the speech. I really salute you because you are very brave enough to say husband is the wonderful servant leader. It's a great man. I really appreciate you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, table topic evaluator, DNB elect Toastmaster Naresh Kumar. Upcoming next is the evaluation of an evaluator. Today, one of our evaluators is getting certified as a certified evaluator. Toastmaster Jabir Ali, who is doing his L1 P2 evaluation project, was supposed to be evaluated by Toastmaster Nandu, but since he is not here, I will be doing the evaluation of Toastmaster Jabir Ali. And to do his evaluation, let me call upon Toastmaster Manaz al-Buhari, none other than me. Timer, my time starts now. My dear evaluator Toastmaster Jabir Ali, evaluation is an art and it is definitely a skill. A speaker gets motivated and inspired from the words of his listeners. The first most important skill an evaluator should have is the listening skill. And you proved it today when we could hear you repeat great words and lines and quotes, even phrases from the Toastmaster Abdul Nazir's speech. That indeed motivates the speaker that, okay, somebody has listened to my speech. That is a great strategy to motivate the speaker to speak more. And we at Toastmasters die for recognitions. We all do, am I right? And evaluation is one such area where we can motivate and recognize our speakers. You did great by motivating and praising Toastmaster Abdul Nazir. Evaluation, often referred to as a sandwich method, wherein it is about praise, recommendations, praise. Today, I thought you were doing a keto sandwich, wherein the bread was missing. The recommendations went off, only the praise was there. It is very important factor that we as evaluators give recommendations which the speaker can take up, digest, and give us improvement in his next delivery. As budding up speakers, we all look forward, okay, what can I improve in my next speech? It should not be a sugar-coated recommendation. It should be something which you felt. As evaluator, I would always say, if I were you, I would have said that you did your speech in a totally different manner. But if you have practiced more often, your speech would have had more vocal varieties and hand gestures, which could have grabbed the attention of the audience. Something like this, on some terms like this. Where will you get all these terms from? From the speech criteria in the evaluation format. Go through this evaluation format, backside of it. So you will get the entire criteria of the speech. And it is advised to say that whether the speaker is qualified on the speech criteria as mentioned by the Toastmasters International evaluation format. If you do this, your evaluation is complete and you are doing 100% justice. So I believe we will look forward and hear lots more evaluations from you, and a lot of speakers will get inspired from you. Toastmaster Jabir Ali, thank you very much. And back to General Evaluator. Yes, we are coming to the end of the prepared speech evaluations. May I request the vote master to raise a poll after I've asked the timer. A timer, are all the evaluators qualified?
Except Jabir Ali, the rest all it's qualified.
All right. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed Fakir. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, the vote master, kindly put in the votes in the chat box so that we can vote. Meanwhile, the voting is going on. We are entering into the second phase of the evaluation, which is the meeting leaders report. Let us start off by listening to the word master's report, influence. Whether the word master was able to influence the speakers to use the word influence. Let's listen to our word master's report. Toastmaster Dr. Devashish Datta, the stage is yours. Please unmute. Please unmute. Sir, kindly unmute your audio.
Apologies for that. So, Toastmaster of the day, and also my fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guest. It's really an encouraging word from the Toastmaster of the day, the way he is conducting. Yes, to be honest, that I'm not completely able to influence the audience with the word of the influence, because there are very few. I can only count the total 5 words in the influence. And I don't want to name specifically, but I can mention already that Toastmaster Dr. Mohesh Pillai and also Toastmaster Roy Jose has touched upon these words in the talks today itself. Just to sum it up, that this word was used, but not very influencing or overwhelming manner. Thank you so much, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Devashish, the word master. It was indeed very easy to use the word influence, and I would urge all the Toastmasters to listen carefully to the word of the day and use in their speeches whenever possible. Our next meeting leader is our grammarian Toastmaster, Mohammed Mateen. We're looking forward for your report, sir.
Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Before we take off, I would like to take the permission of the chair and correct one of the words first before it will give wild ideas before I take off. It's not calculate figures, it's calculate numbers. Wow, what a flight it was. Passengers traveling to Bombay by flight IC 1609. You know, the accent, that in itself was excellent, and it gives us all the wild ideas. And having not gone on the picnics or the tours for quite a long time, hearing embarkations, the flight mode, motivator, promoter, compel, these are the few good words. You and energetic. First things first, last things last, set goals and priorities, quadrants, procrastination, priorities, yes man, and worthless, people pleaser, the vision pulls you, best out of waste, medium term target, showstopper, anecdote, enlighten the scenario. Tourism, hospitality, challenges, zero income, affordable practical solution, best out of the difficult situation, generate revenue to manage expenses, develop interactive trainings, person of integrity, envision, empathy, doing everyone to do something, identifies, leadership is a choice, leadership is a position. We have some improper usages. We reached the Bombay. We reached Bombay, and apply the feedbacks. It's apply the feedback. It's beverages company. It's a beverage company. To honestly, it is honest. To be honest. Can be injected. It is can be inject. Can be injected. It is to be inject. For the event success, it should be success of events. Change to survive. Lead from the back and let others be in the front. Time for change. Going to departure is going to depart. It is Stephen Covey. There's someone spelt it wrong. Admirables is admirable. Too many politics, too much of politics. Standing on the train, he traveled in the train standing. Recent pandemic situations, it is situation. With this, I conclude my report, and thanks for that wonderful flight.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed Mateen. Can I see how many papers you used for your grammarian report? Wallah, it was not stopping. You were kept on saying all the grammatical issues and the rest. Great job done. Indeed, it takes a lot of strain and stress to note down all the grammatical usages and to correct it. Our next important role is Toastmaster Mohammed Shakir, who will be delivering the timer report.
Can I share my screen?
Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So for the icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Abdul Nasir, he took 6 minutes 23 seconds qualified. In prepared speech section, Toastmaster Mohammad Iqbal Qasim took 7 minutes 29 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Roy Jose took 6 minutes 50 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai took 7 minutes 20 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Neetu Ritesh took 7 minutes 28 seconds qualified. In the table topic section, TTM Sridhar took 2 minutes 23 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Mohammad Al Azani took 1 minute 43 seconds qualified. TTM Johnson Samuel took 2 minutes 1 second qualified. Toastmaster Mohammed Mateen took 1 minute 45 seconds qualified. In the evaluation section, Toastmaster Jabir Ali took 3 minutes 59 seconds not qualified. Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam took 3 minutes 12 seconds qualified. TTM Sridhar took 3 minutes 28 seconds qualified. TTM Gurrajan took 3 minutes 29 seconds qualified. Toastmaster Abdul Nazir took 2 minutes 2 seconds qualified. In the table topic evaluation section, Toastmaster Naresh Kumar took 3 minutes 20 seconds qualified. And evaluators evaluation section, Toastmaster Manaz Al Bukhari took 3 minutes 13 seconds qualified. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, timer Toastmaster Mohammed Shakir. With this, may I request the vote master to cast the voting for the meeting leaders while I proceed with my general evaluation. Today's meeting, we started on time without any further delay, even though our word master had multiple meetings online. I believe he said the wrong word of the day, but then he corrected without any confusions. He said that the word is influence and he explained it. We had awesome speakers, great array of evaluators. Everybody did a great job. Just a word of caution for our evaluators, not to mention the speaker's name. That is the onus of the Toastmaster of the evening to introduce the speakers. So evaluators, kindly restrict yourselves to just telling the speech criteria and maybe even the timing of the speech. That's it. With this recommendation, let me do a quick time check. Now the time is 9:21. And as per the agenda, I'm supposed to hand over the podium back to the Toastmaster of the evening. And with this humble recommendation, I hand over the podium back to the Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi, to lead us with the servant leadership.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manaz Al Bukhari, for a great evaluation session. Indeed, our evaluators did a great job and we are all enlightened with that notes. We'll take that for our further sessions. Now, we have come to the end of the general evaluation session. It's time to end my session. But before that, I would like to give one word. Servant leadership was started in 19... Sorry?
Point of order, I missed out the R counter. Toastmaster Ismail.
Yeah. Let us invite Toastmaster Ismail for the R counter report.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Once again, here is my report. Toastmaster Jabir Ali used once. Toastmaster Abdul Nazir used one times. Toastmaster Neetu Ratish used one times. Toastmaster Arunachalam used one time. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ismail. And sorry we missed your session. And this is most important because we need to skip the pillars. We have to be careful with that. Most important segment during our speeches. So, good leaders must be good servants. That was what Robert Greenleaf said in 1904, which led to the servant leadership. With this, I would like to conclude my session. I really enjoyed being the Toastmaster of the day. It was a great meeting for me. Thank you for the opportunity. Back to you, Presiding Officer, Dr. Mahesh.
Thank you so much for conducting such an energetic session. Dear Toastmasters and guests, let's give him a big round of applause. Before I start, I request the word counter to kindly share. Thank you so much for sharing the link for the best of Big Three. Dear Toastmasters and guests, please vote for the best of Big Three. I'd like to call our guests. Let me call our guest Toastmaster Mohammed to give a 1-minute feedback. Toastmaster Mohammed, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. It's been a very wonderful meeting. To be quite honest, I haven't been in a Toastmasters meeting where there's about 4 to 5 speakers in the first segment. So this has been very great. Also enjoyed the fact that there was an evaluator evaluating an evaluator. I think that was very, very wonderful. The questions from the second segment, the table topics, have been amazing. Literally, this has one of the best segments that I've ever heard because of the questions. I don't know what to tell you. This has been a very, very beautiful session. Thank you very much for inviting me, Mr. Chicho. Till next time. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohammed. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to invite another guest, DTM Johnson Samuel. DTM Johnson, appreciate if you can say a few words.
Thank you, DTM Dr. Mahesh, for this opportunity. In fact, I'm lucky enough to be amongst you attending this meeting at the invitation of your Toastmaster of the evening, my special friend, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi. I have observed the meeting. I joined a bit late, but I was lucky enough to participate in the table topic session. The meeting agenda itself is very impressive because 5 speakers and full packed team performing is something which is not easy in an online platform. So you guys are doing excellent, and I wanted to congratulate and great going. Looking forward to attending a full session and another occasion. Back to you, Toastmaster Mahesh Pillai.
Thank you so much, DTM Johnson, for that encouraging words. Thank you so much. And next, I would like to call our guest, DTM Shekhar Tiwari. Say a few words. DTM Shekhar Tiwari.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So nice of you. Actually, yeah. Thank you so much. I wish to attend every meeting actually. That's why I'm here. I love to attend your meeting. Today actually I'm busy for our award ceremony of Division F. No, we are planning for that one next weekend. It was great meeting. I just attended all the speakers and table topics also. So congratulations to one and all, and best wishes to you as division director, as this club main person of this club. So maybe within 6 or 7 months you will be again first in the state as perfect 10. So my best wishes to you and your team, because all tall leaders are here. All because I can say it's a galaxy of stars. Of Taj is Taj always, like a crown for district champion. Thank you, sir. Back to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Shir Tiwari, for that amazing words. Thank you so much. Now we have another guest, Taha Ansari, the Cavalier. I think there is no response. Mr. Ward Counter, the results are ready.
Yes, the results are ready. Just a minute. Okay, fellow Toastmasters, here we have the results in front of us. The best prepared speaker was Toastmaster Neetu Ratish. The best table topic speaker was DTM Johnson Samuel. The best evaluator was Toastmaster Abdul Nazir. The best meeting leader was our grammarian Toastmaster Muhammad Mateen. And finally, the best of big three, none other than Toastmaster Jijo Koshi, our TMOD. Congratulations to all the winners, and back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. Before we conclude, we have an announcement that we have the Best of Waste program on this coming Saturday. I request all of you to share the link with your friends and family and on the groups you are in. And also we need your support for that. I think Toastmaster Roy will be contacting you for that. And that I'll request Toastmaster Dr. Sundar to play the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you so much, and the meeting is officially adjourned. I really appreciate all the leaders, because with 5 prepared speeches, with table topic and full pack session, evaluation, evaluators, evaluation, we fulfill our commitment to start the meeting and finish the meeting on time. That's really, leaders are not leaders if you cannot do the work on time. You proved that we all are leaders. And thank you so much for that. And I really appreciate Vice President Education, Dr. Sundar, to include all the segments in the meeting and make sure that it's start on time, finish on time. And thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening, table topic master, evaluators, general evaluator, and all the leaders. Thank you so much. And the stage now is open for any discussion.
Stop the video for YouTube.
Oh, okay.